Why is urgency important in real estate, and how do you create it? If a buyer thinks a piece of real estate is going to sell today, they'll bid today. But if they think they can wait a day, a week, or even a month, they'll wait. And the longer they wait, the more of a discount they're going to expect and get. So how do we create urgency? We do it through pricing. We try to price on the lower end of what the perceived value will be. And that will bring in multiple bidders, and that creates a competition. And competition leads to buyers to think, A, this is a liquid asset because more than one person wants it, and B, I don't want to lose. So they'll throw out their bit of analytical thinking and they'll start to think with their hearts. It's a good question. A lot of people think that because the market has changed and, the media is saying there aren't bidding wars, that somehow by pricing a property too low, they're not going to get those multiple offers or they're going to leave money on the table. And that's one of the bigger conversations I'm having right now. However, it's not true in the environment we're in. There is still a lot of demand. Yes, the interest rates are higher than where they were in the 2020 to 22 time period. However, buyers are still out there actively looking. And when they see a property that's below what the perceived value is, there's more than one buyer that's going to come to it. And it's still going to create that bidding war and get you multiple offers, which puts the seller in the driver's seat and gives us leverage to be able to bid up that property. And the other thing that's very common right now is you have a divergence of buyers. You're going to have buyers that are going to offer you asking with the idea that, hey, you're asking Mr. or Mrs. Seller for this particular price, and we're giving you that. But most buyers that have been out there that have lost on other properties know what value is because they're actively chasing properties and have been losing out on other properties because one, they're being outbid, their terms were not as favorable. So when you have a very aggressively priced property, it attracts all types of buyers, both what we call the newer buyers who are just getting into the market and learning how the market still is. And then we have buyers that have missed out on other opportunities because they just couldn't bring in their price to get the winning offer. So it's very important, even in today's market, to aggressively price your property. And again, this is a strategy that we've employed to get multiple offers and get you anywhere from 6 to 10% above asking. Granted, we always want to price it again on that lower end of what is perceived value because the market will dictate and get you true value. Perfect example is a property we sold here at the end of the summer of 2023. Fair market value with the work that we did to clean it up probably would be about $850,000. We priced it at $799, got 19 offers, and ended up at $890,000. So it just goes to show you, again, buyers will want to win when they have perceived value and there's a competition, and they will use their emotions to win the property. So this is a strategy that continues to work in 2023 and most likely into 2024 because there's a limited inventory here in Los Angeles and Ventura County. Buyers are still out there looking for properties to move into. And if you price your property strategically, you will get multiple offers and you will be sold sooner rather than later. Pricing your property at market is something a lot of sellers feel is safer than putting it lower just because they feel like they're going to leave money on the table. The problem with pricing a property at market really depends on what is going on around your property because you are in a competition with the homes around you for sale. And if there is another home for sale that's maybe a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger but priced lower, all you're doing is allowing the other properties around you to sell. So when you price a property at market, it will eventually sell, but it may take you longer. And time is money. And the longer a property sits on the market, the perception by the public is something might be wrong with the property. So again, going back to pricing it aggressively right out the gate gets you the most opportunity, the most eyeballs, the most buyers bidding on your property versus pricing it at market. Again, pricing it at market can help you sell your home, but it may not sell as quickly. And with that being said, you have to determine if that's important to you because we see it all the time as realtors. If you're pricing a property where no one really sees an opportunity or a value there because it's just, it's a house, it's priced maybe where it should be, but there's no perceived opportunity or discount, it's going to sit longer. You're going to get less offers. And when you have less offers as a seller, you have less leverage in the market we're in. So again, the strategy that we're employing is still working, and we always urge our sellers to consider it. A lot of times people will say they don't want to leave money on the table, but with the market dynamics, buyers are going to bid that property up to what fair market value is when you price it accordingly. All right, and I get that a lot too, and I appreciate that. Yes, there are a lot of sellers who think that agents want to price a property low so that they can have it easy and ultimately sell the property. However, you have to remember this is a partnership, and my job is to tell the seller it is not necessarily that I want it to be easy. The one easy thing about pricing a property lower than the perceived value is, yes, we're going to get offers, but the real work starts once you get into escrow. And the other part that a lot of agents that may not agree with this philosophy is they go, oh, it's too much work, because yes, we've had over 100 people come through an open house, sometimes several hundred come through an open house on a weekend, and it's busy, there's a buzz. And yes, it's a lot of work for the realtor, because yes, I return all phone calls to all inquiries. I respond to all offers in a timely fashion. We contact and communicate with all agents, even if their offer is really not going to go through. We want to create that goodwill with the agent community, because you never know. Some buyers will jump up and step up their price once they understand what it's going to take to win the deal. So when you price a property below market, it is not necessarily easier because there's a lot more work because of all the activity, the action that's going on because of that perceived value. So it is a lot more work, but it's worth it because it puts the seller in a position of strength to be able to leverage the other offers against each other and commanding a higher price, which is what sellers generally want in the market we're in today. So we, again, keep coming back to it, but this philosophy has worked time and time again during slow times in the market as well as busy times in the market. And it's a very successful approach that we've employed. So we urge you to reach out to us, ask us questions so that we can answer any concerns you may have. Have a good day.